What's up, everyone? So today is Tuesday, October, I don't know, like 2nd or 3rd, and we will be discussing today our first losing session. Yesterday we had a losing session. We played about 6 hours, and so the session starts off like literally my first hand. I had 9-5. I think I was in the small blind, or big blind. I was in the big blind. And under the gun makes it 4x. Someone else raises middle position, and the button goes all in. And we go to hit fold, but we hit call. So we lose a buy-in first hand, $5 gone. And then, we just don't play well, pretty much. I'd like to say that it was variance. I mean, a little bit of variance were there. Some suckouts and stuff, but a lot of it was just not really playing too good, which for the purpose of this channel, I'm going to just include everything, full disclosure. Sometimes we don't play well, right? So I want to include that. There was an instance, I had a guy on my left who was actually a pretty decent player, but he did have a lot of tendencies that I was able to pick up on and play to. And one of the hands you'll see, he floats a lot, right? So I kind of figured out his how he acts when he's floating, when he has position, and also he just, I think, had it out for me. So he'd float me a lot and try to make moves and things. So I kind of put him on a float in this one hand where I had pocket deuces, and we played and made the right plays and stuff, and late. And then on the river, he was floating us with no back doors. He had jack high. He was just completely floating us, and we made a good play every street, I think. And he had jack 10, and a 10 comes on the river. There was an ace on the board, a flush got there, all this stuff. So we actually turned. We knew he was floating us to make a move on the river. So instead of giving him that opportunity and giving us a tough decision, we put the remainder of our stack in there. But now he has showdown. He hit a 10, and he calls us with that. So you'll see that hand. And then after that, I think I just really started making some bad decisions, and I should have just called it a day. And also, I didn't count that as losing a buy-in, right? Because on day one, I had said that if you have like a lunatic and you're playing well and you're just losing to like someone that's playing badly, and it's not tilting you, that you don't have to really. It's up to you. Like, you don't have to count. If you're playing poorly and you go through 3 buy-ins and call it a day, I think I kind of lied to myself and said that didn't affect me because I wanted to keep playing, which we'll talk about, stuff like that too. So we end up continuing to play, and so the first buy-in we don't count. It was a misclick. Second buy-in we didn't count because we're stubborn, and then we go through 3 more buy-ins. So the bankroll. The bankroll started at 75, and I think we ended with a little more than 50. So as of yesterday, we were averaging 80 bigs. We were averaging 80 bigs an hour, and now we're averaging 30 bigs an hour. So we're going to go over all these hands. Misplayed hands, bad bluffs, calling too light. We'll go over hands that were played well also. When I checked, I had school this morning, and I went through the footage. So from the 6-hour session, I think I had like 60 hands that I had recorded. So I went through there's just a lot. I can't include them all because the video would be 3 days long. So we can't really do that. I want to have 30-minute videos about just in that area. So a lot of the hands, we can't show all the hands. I just can't. I mean, I wouldn't have an audience that would be willing to watch that, I think. So we'll just go over the worst played hands, the best played hands, biggest losses and biggest wins. And if there's like a unique dynamic in a hand that I want to talk about, we'll go over those too. So we'll get into hands now. Okay, so we are under the gun +1 with Jack Queen off, and we raise up 4x. We get a call from seat 1. This is the first hand and the beginning of our dynamic, me and this guy to our left. This is where the whole dynamic's going to get set up from this hand here. So ace 9 flop. I mean, it's a pretty clean flop, I would think. Someone's mowing my lawn. Um, we put 20 cents in. He calls behind. Seven's gonna fold. Okay, so I mean, if we did have an ace, I'm pretty sure we'd bet pretty small there on the flop, so we can continue with that story. Like we're just trying to extract value. He's gonna come along if he has a nine, um, but we're just gonna sell it as if we have an ace and we're extracting value. And then here, I mean, we hit a jack, so if he does have a nine, we're beating that now. If he has an ace and he was trapping, um, we it's just we improve and we just check there, and we win. After that, he makes a comment in the little comment box and says "River Rat," right? So you could tell he's upset with us. He probably had a nine, and now he's out for us. So the rest of the time we're playing with this guy, you'll see the dynamic between the two of us. Like here, we are in the blinds. I have a decent starting hand. I'll 4x it. So I don't have a lot of history with this guy, so I'm not really sure what he's doing. I could tell that he was a little tilted from that hand, and maybe he's trying to outplay and bluff me. So I just call that raise there. But this board, I mean, I have no back. It's just I really don't have anything. I'm out of position to him, so I'm not going to continue. I fold that hand. So we pick up pocket queens under the gun +2. We had one limper, so we 4x plus the 1x for the limper, so we charge 25 cents, 5x from this position. And obviously, our buddy is going to come along, as he will for every single hand I believe that we are involved in for the remainder of this table. Player 8 is somewhere away from his computer, I guess. Okay, so flop comes out king high. Not a great flop to see when you have queens. So we're just going to put in a small bet here and kind of feel out what he does. If he raises too much, because the board's not scary, right? If he does have a king, he's going to try and get some value. So he 3x's us. I mean, people would do that with a king if the board was a little more coordinated, I think. The fact that there was really nothing for him to be trying to charge draws for, it just looks suspicious to me. And so he continues barreling us here, and we just call. No reason to bet. Just keep checking it. And he gives up on the river, and we were good. So that's what he was doing. He was trying to rep the king, and he was bluffing, just playing back at us. So this flop was our pre-flop action. It was another similar situation where I raised, he re-raised, I called. This flop comes out, we flop a gutter. There's 3 clubs out there. So right now we have queen high. We're just going to rep a flush and put in a little tiny bet here. If he doesn't have a club, a lot of people just fold. So if they do, you get off kind of cheap for, you know. But he does. He had queen 9, so he flopped an open-ender and had the queen for the flush, so he wins that hand. So here we have we got pocket deuces on the button. We got 2 limpers. Our buddy to the left. So we'll probably make it 30 here. We 4x pretty much from all of our beginning hands, and then we charge the limpers 1x each. So there's 2 limpers, so we make it 30. This guy's going to raise us. He has $2 behind. We are going to call. 1 obviously is going to call because we are in the pot, and he's coming for us. So this is a very dry flop. 6 is going to have an overpair to this a lot, which if he did, he would bet there. So I just put him on ace, queen, ace, king, maybe 9s, 8s. And I bet enough because I know this guy, 1, is just wanting to come and play with me. So I just want to give him a really bad price to come along. And also, I think he would have came along if 6 wasn't behind him, but he has no idea what 6 is doing. So he's going to fold this, and we're going to take it down with the deuces. 8-6 of diamonds, middle position. We'll raise it up to 4x, I'm pretty sure. It's our standard. And obviously, this guy's going to come along with us, as he always does. And there's a lot of hands that I didn't include here, like back and forth with he and I, and he bluffs a lot and just makes plays, and kind of frustrating guy to have on your left. In retrospect, I probably should have just left this table once I made that enemy on my left, because it would have been a much simpler session. Even if I just left and came back to the same table, because it's anonymous here. We all just have numbers. That's probably, in retrospect, thinking back on it now, it's probably would have been a better idea than having this guy on my left coming for me. So we flop a flush draw here, pick up a pair on the turn, betting half pot, and so we'll just check back now. We got showdown. If he was on any type of draw like 10 king, or if he was on diamond draws too, he'll try to bluff here, which this is what it looks like, but unfortunately we just run into a boat. So he wins that one. Here we got pocket deuces. We raised, this guy called, obviously. Pretty clean board for us. We bet 15 cents. And typically when this guy puts in raises, he doesn't want us to continue, if you remember with that king high hand. So we're going to raise back now instead of just calling, because we have that information from that hand when there was a king on the board when we had queens. So we want to raise him back here knowing he has nothing, because he 3x'd us again. And he should just fold now, right? Because, I mean, if that's what he was doing, if he's floating us again like he did with the kings, we don't want to see any more cards. We know we have the best hand right now, but he does call. And the king comes out, so it is possible that he was floating with a king in his hand, so we check it to him, which, if that was the case, if he was floating with a king in his hand, he's most definitely going to be continuing now. So that's what he does. And at this point, I mean, if he was floating us, he's floating us for a scare card, such as the king, to come out, so we just kind of have to call there. Now we kind of turn our hand into a bluff, because the flush gets there, so we can sell that. If he did hit the king, we can sell a flush here. And if he was floating with the intention to bluff and take it away from us, we take that option away from him, and we save ourselves a rough decision. Jack 10. So, yeah. Next hand we have, there's some pre-flop raising, and we called in position with queen 3 of clubs, and we flop top pair. Check to us, we will put in a bet here. Bet a little less than half pot. Big blind comes along, and 6 comes along. Pretty safe turn card for us. 6-7 does get there. That's about it, 6-7. I don't really see anyone having 8-5, 9-5, queen 5. So we're going to continue. Put about half pot again. Oh, no, decided against that. We're going to put in a little more. No, yeah, okay, 5 cents more than we originally thought. Half pot, 80 cents. Sorry for how long these guys take to make these decisions. It's annoying. So we get a fold and we get a call. So 2 streets of value I'm cool with. The board's a little scary. Sorry. So we just check back there, 2 streets of value, and we take it down. King, queen. He had called us with ace-8, by the way. He had a pair of 8s, I believe. King, queen, under the gun. Well, sorry, middle position. We 4x. Obviously, 1's going to come along. with this flop. But we're just going to put in a C-bet here. 25 cents. So I should have picked up on this and I didn't. Typically when one wants to take the pot from us, he'll raise us on the flop, as we've been seeing, and he didn't raise us here. I should have put up, I don't know if that maybe that plays into because there's two people behind him. I'm not sure. So we're going to put in about half pot here. We can safely say I think 2 is probably maybe has a overpair like 8s or 9s, or maybe he's got a diamond draw. I still think that 1 is floating us because of previous hand history. So diamonds miss. I'm going to continue with my story here that I have the 6, I think. Maybe sell a big overpair. So I put in $2. Probably not the best spot to be doing this, but just a lot of stuff misses. Now, him betting $6 here is kind of weird, because if he had showdown value with someone behind him too, he would just call. So here he really is polarized. He has a full house or he has nothing. And it's even a harder decision, because even if he does have nothing and he has an ace in his hand, he wins. So it's kind of a tough spot. I'm very invested. It's not a lot to call more, and this guy has been making a lot of moves. Just kind of a shitty spot to be in. I end up making the call super light, and he did. He flopped a full house. So he's either doing that with that hand or like 10 jack of diamonds, and he's been calling us with everything. So it's really tough to have him on the left there. So we get an under the gun raise 4x. We just call with jacks on the button. So we called. So 1 is probably going to call also, because he sees we're in the hand. Ten king 6. So we'll probably put in a bet here. Oh, we just check. Okay. Probably should have put a bet in there. So now 1's going to begin betting. We will probably be calling him, which we do. Kind of let him keep his bluffs in. There's a lot of hands that I didn't include where he was just he's bluffed a lot more than I've been able to include in these clips. I just don't want this video to be stupid long, which it already is going to be. I think it's going to be probably an hour long. And I don't expect you guys to watch the whole videos, really. I mean, I'm putting them there more for records. So at the end of this series, whatever it is that we make, we can always go back and like really see all the hands. I just wanted all the hands that were relevant to be on file and accessible to anyone in the future. King Jack. We got King Jack in the cutoff. 4x. Obviously, 1's going to call us. These guys just take forever, man. I'm sorry about this. So he raises. I know 1's coming along, so I just call 45 cents. Got pretty decent position, decent starting hand. I know that, I have potentially 2 callers behind me, kind of get priced in for it. And
and his hand will be over quickly because 4 is just going to ship and we'll both fold. Not sure why I included that, but Jack, under the gun. We raise 4x, we get re-raised by number 3 over there. So he doesn't have very much behind. I'll probably look to put in a raise and just kind of, no, we just flat. Alright. Playing kind of funky yesterday, I guess. King high board here, and he just ships. In retrospect, I like a call here. I'm sorry. I like that I folded here. There's just not a whole lot that I'm beating that's gonna repop pre-flop, and then on the king high board, ace king got there. Obviously, if he has queens, aces. Obviously, if he has kings, he's probably not shoving, but guys do some weird stuff at this level. 10 jack is spades. He bets 30 cents, which I think is kind of a lot. If he has a king, if he's going for value here. So that's why I made the call. It's kind of strange that he would bet like close to pot on a very dry board if he's trying to get value for his hand. And so if someone bets a certain size on the flop and then bets that same size on the turn, it just seems super weak to me. So we're just going to come along with plans to take it from him on the river. But we have showdown now, so we'll just be calling. And he just took us to value town with aces. So next hand we have king queen. Offsuit under the gun +1. We're going to 4x. Get a caller on the button. Alright, a high flop. No flush draws. Kind of a few straight draws out there, right? 6-7, 2-4, ace-4, ace-2, 4-6, 7-9. So lower cards have lots of flush draws here. Or sorry, straight draws. 10 comes out. We're just gonna check it back. I feel like we have showdown. If he's calling on the button, I don't really know what. We'll just check here. King high is going to be good most of the time. He would call here with like 6-7 on the flop. So he puts in a pretty big bet there. We just don't believe him. I think that he just had a straight draw, and he missed. So we're going to call, and he had 6-7. So we win. Under the gun, ace-8. Clubs. Very next hand. 4x. And we get raised by our buddy. So we'll be coming along. Pretty good flop for us, I think, especially seeing that he checks behind. So we're definitely going to be continuing. If he puts in a bet here, we're probably going to be coming along. He checks. Okay, so this guy ships, so I'm sure we're just folding here. Yeah, so we just fold there. Really, I mean, we're probably good, honestly, but it's just not worth it for what we'd have to risk to win. So we just let it go. We pick up pocket eights. There's a little bit of pre-flop action, I think. Came in a little late. So 28 cents. We're on the button. Our range is going to be pretty wide here. So, I mean, it's reasonable that we'd call with a 2 in our hand, like if we had like ace-2 of diamonds or clubs, even pocket 6s. I mean, we have pocket 8s. Pocket sixes we're not raising with though. Obviously our hand is raising here, kind of face up. I mean we have like ace deuce, sevens, eights, nines, tens, right? Because if we had any higher pairs than that on the button, we're probably going to be raising. So another six comes out. We would probably have done that same bet with ace six. So now we can rep the six. And if we're getting called by a flush draw, it's still good if he calls because we're beating his flush draws. So now the three comes. We have showdown value with our eights. We're just going to check. He had kings. He played it really weird, and he wins. Middle position, one limper. We 5x jack queen of clubs. Soon I will start editing on. Sorry, I'm just putting sauce on my stuff here. I'll start editing with the Mac hopefully here soon, and then I'll be able to speed up this dead space in between hands. I'm sorry, in between people making decisions. Alright, so we get one caller, he just ships, so we fold. I don't know why that hand was included. 8-6 offsuit. What was the pre-flop action here? I think it was raised to 10 cents somewhere in the field and limped around. A limped pot. And then we just were priced in, I think, for a call. So we flop bottom pair here. We're just going to put in a bet. It's 8 o'clock at night. I think that this is the point we just kind of start playing badly. This is probably not a great bet to make with these guys behind. I mean, we make two pair, but people are going to be calling with flush draws here. There's going to be nines out in the field. This is not a great card, but two other folders, we're in position, so we're probably going to put in a bet here, which we do, and we get called by, oh no, we just check, and we get 10-9, I think. So, king 10, it was a limp pot, we were in the small blind, so we just call, flop top pair with a backdoor, second nut flush draw. We lead the pot for 75%. Queen comes on the turn, so we're just going to check it. Getting people behind with jack queen there probably. Jack nines. He bets 25 cents. We're just going to call. Obviously, jack nine would have continued on the flop, so queen's not that great of a card for us, and it is likely someone could have a queen. So now the other club gets there. The board pairs. We have tens and queens with a king kicker. Not a great hand. He just takes us to Value Town and we pay it off. He had queen 10 for a full house. A7 on the button. Two limpers, so we're probably going to make it 30 cents if we do want to play the hand. Which is what we do. Get that one caller there in the blinds. Pretty good flop for us. We have the nut flush draw. A 6 gives us a straight, and two overcards. So he bets, we raise, he calls. Board pairs here, and he leads half pot. We're just going to call. We get there, we make the flush. He checks, we don't have much behind, we go all in. It's less than pot size bet, and he folds. In retrospect, maybe we should have just went for value there, maybe bet $1. So this was a funky thing. I had raised pre-flop, and then somebody led the flop for I think like 15 cents or something, priced everybody in, so I called, decided to go set mining, and I hit my set on the turn. I make it 70 cents. The guy who had raised on the or bet on the flop makes it $1.40. Gets a fold behind. 6 is gonna fold, and we like to just flat here. Disguise our Oh, I'm sorry. We raised. I thought that was a flat. Okay, so we raised there because of his stack size. That's right. We wanted to make sure that he was pot committed and would have to call whatever on the river, which is what happens. Okay, King 9 in the small blind, suited. (8:42 p.m.) Last hand I think is at 11:36 or so. So we're getting near the end of it, guys. Bankroll right now, our stack plus $55. Um, so 15 cents this guy raises under the gun plus 1. I think that we're going to put in a raise. We decide we want to play with him. So we're going to take the betting lead, show some aggression, represent a really good hand. So with a hand that would be doing that pre-flop, this is probably a good flop for. So we're going to continue with that line and put in a value bet bluff here. 30 cents, he just flats. Queen comes out. Now he did raise 3x under the gun plus 1, so it is very likely that he has a good hand. He most definitely has a good hand. So we put in the 70 cents here. A lot of people will just call flops when someone c-bets after raising, so we also do it on the turn, but now we're going to give up. He ships, we fold. Ace-4 clubs on the button. We got a raise from the same. So this guy also, by the way, player number 4, on rivers, he pretty much ships everything whenever it's checked to him, and I have yet to seen anyone call him, so I don't know if he's doing it for value or if he it's just what he does. So it's kind of weird. He's done it, I think, 10 times throughout the session, and no one's called him. So he 3x's. We call ace on the flop. Decent flop, I guess. We still haven't seen any of his hands, so we don't know how strong he is when he's raising under the gun. So we have an ace with a 4 kicker. Not great. There's not a whole lot of scary stuff out there, so we're just going to put in 15 cents and see where we're at. Jack comes. A lot of 2-pair combinations now. So we just check back. Another ace comes. Pretty good card for us. And this guy 4, I think he's going to bluff at this. Yeah, so he puts in half pot. We're going to call him, obviously. And he just had 9-6 of spades. So really weird line by this guy. So that was like the first hand that we actually got to see actual what his holdings were and be able to apply them in the future. Actually, I don't think we play even that much longer with him. So there was a raise. This is kind of weird. I mean, I've just been, I think, frustrated from having such a long session and nothing's been working, that my range is just getting super wide, and I just really wasn't playing well, I think. So we call it the 9 deuce on the button. We have position. So we pick up bottom pair. We're going to lead it. There's a lot of good cards that could come for us on the turn, right? So like a 7 of spades, 8 of spades, jack of spades. Sorry, not jack of spades. Just 7 of spades and 8 of spades would probably be really good cards for us. Obviously a 9 and a 2. So 8 comes. It's not a spade, but we pick up a gut shot. We also have a 2 could come to give us trips, and a 9 could come for 2 pair. So we have a decent amount of equity, and we are in position. He has a big enough stack to play with. So he leads pretty much pot here, and I'd imagine we'd be folding this. I don't know what I had to think about here, and what the hell. Maybe I was thinking I got a blocker. I could rep a 7-9. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Figure I'll just float him. Really weird plays at the end of the session, guys. I was just not playing well. So he just ships, and I guess we have to fold, right? Yeah. So that was a waste of money. Squeeze play with 3-10 of diamonds. So just really playing awfully now. We're in the big blind. You make it 80 cents. It gets through, but I mean, just really dumb. Really dumb stuff. I was going through all the footage today and not too happy with the play yesterday, but just put all the videos up here. Just keep the transparency of the series up. So we have Ace King of Hearts on the button. Pretty good spot. Get an under the gun limp, under the gun +1, 3 X's. That's our crazy number 4 up there. We will probably be putting in a raise here, I would imagine. So we raised 40 cents. Total bet 55 cents. Small blind's going to call. Probably got some type of a pocket pair, I would imagine. Pocket 8s, pocket 9s. Pocket 8s is a great flop if he has pocket 8s. I mean, he could have definitely flopped a set here too. 8, 9 of spades. Just any 8, 9 suited would maybe call. I know I probably would. 2 pair combinations, straightening. Really not a great flop for us, but this is at the end of our session. We finally pick up a good looking hand, and we are playing bad, so I think we call for one more street. Just another really bad call. I think we think about coming over the top. We decide that's stupid, and then we just call. Any minute now, we will just call once we run through what we're thinking and decide that we're going to be stubborn. Yep, so we choose to be stubborn. He's got half pot left behind. Board pairs, just gross, so we're done with it. We fold. Next hand that we pick up is King Jack of Spades. On the button, we got 2 limpers, so we are probably going to be raising to 30 cents. So, I mean, if you guys notice, we do this with pretty much everything. Pretty balanced in the ranges, which is good. If I had 9, 6 of spades here, I'd probably do the same thing. If I had pocket 10s, I'd do the same thing. So the limper comes back over the top. This is not a good sign. Typically, I mean, I just can't continue there. He left himself like almost no money behind. Can't even play a pot with him. Maybe if we both had like, if we were 400 bigs deep both, then I'll continue there in position. But he's just already invested like all of his stack on the pre-flop. I just can't go. This should be a fold late in the session, not a fold. Playing bad, running bad. Check it over to him. He's going to bet, and I think we just fold. I'm pretty sure. So he bets 33 cents. We don't want to do anything with this, and I think we fold. Okay, unnecessary clip number 10. Sorry for that, guys. 4, 5 of clubs. We are under the gun +1 virtual because 7 just sat down. He didn't get any cards. 4, 5. We will raise 4x. Get player 1 calls me. I don't think this is the same player 1 anymore. I actually think we changed tables a while ago. So pretty good flop. I mean, decent flop for our hand. 2 clubs. This is the guy. Oh, I didn't include the other hand. He bets really small. Whenever he has like second or third pair on the flop, and he just checks everything else. So you can put on like an 8 or a deuce, probably an 8. I don't see many deuces calling a 4x raise from the. He's got like 8-9 or something. 5 comes, so this is good. We pick up a pair, and we still have our flush draw to go. So we're gonna put the pressure on now, bet closer to pot, and he's gonna fold. So if he had like 9-10, 10-queen, 8-9, 8-10, even, I mean, I guess some jacks maybe even, because I really don't play that aggressive. Like betting pot size bets, I typically do that. I just don't do that, so it's just probably confused him a little bit. All right, so limp raise. We're gonna come back over the top, 70 cents with 5-7 of diamonds. Just impatient here, just I guess not playing optimally, but we're gonna continue on this flop here and continue with our story that we are a bad player. Player 7 does something, and I don't remember. Let's see if he believes our story that we're a bad player. No, he doesn't believe the story. He thinks we are a good player. Good for us. Because we are not playing well. Jack 9 of spades on the button. Okay, 4x. Get a call from small blind. And we get a raise from the big blind. Pretty small raise. We're priced in. Plus one's going to come behind. They have big enough stacks to actually play pots with post-flop. So we flop top pair here. Obviously, we have to be afraid of an overpair. Kind of scary board. We got 2 hearts out there. Small blind's going to check. This guy is going to continue for 75 cents. We do have top pair. We have backdoor straight draws and flush draw opportunity. Also 2 pair. We could hit a 9. We could hit a jack. A 10 is good for us. Spades are good. So we will just call. This guy ships. Typically, when someone's shipping like this, I mean, they have a flush draw. Now, some people polarize. This guy did have a flush draw, so we made the correct call, and we lose. It's just how it goes sometimes. Queen 9 of hearts, under the gun plus 1, with a limper behind, so we make it 5x. And we now begin to steam off of that Jack 9 hand that we made the correct play and we lost. Never fun. So we got 2 overs here. We're the pre-flop aggressors. We're going to continue. Put in 25 cents. Player 3 will call us. Maybe he has 9-10. Maybe he has 2 clubs. Maybe he has 7-8. Who knows? We don't care. We've been playing a long session. We're just going to continue to barrel and not think about it. We got 2 overs, and that's it. So we are just going to continue here. I guess we're trying to sell some bullshit. He comes back over the top because he realizes we're selling bullshit, and then we just fold and lose some money. Pocket 7s. In the hijack, 4x. Get a call from both the blinds, and we flop a set. Good day. So we give it away, and then we get a pretty good flop. So that's cool. Gonna bet a little more than half pot here. We've been obviously bluffy at this table, and people have picked up on that. So now that we actually have a good strength hand, we're just going to bet it pretty heavily and hope that people are putting us on the bluff. So this guy raises to $1. We should just call here, I think, to bring 3 along also. Let's see. Should be a just call. Yep, just call. Hopefully 3 comes in here too. I mean, a diamond's not a great card to come. 5's alright. I mean, if someone had 6-9, that got there, but that's about it. We're losing to 6-9 and pocket 8s. 6-4. So he bets really small now, 75 cents. We're probably gonna raise min raise him, get him to commit enough to build this pot where he just kind of has to call on the river to any size bet. So the board pairs, we have a full house, and we're gonna hopefully we put him in for his money. Yeah, okay, so we just go all in here, and I mean pretty much he has to call us, and we win. Five, 7 of diamonds. Middle position, 1 limper behind, so we make it 5x. Alright guys, so we got a backdoor 2-pair draw here, so we're probably going to barrel it. Always a good play. You always want to barrel your backdoor 2-pair draws, especially when you don't have any cards higher than a 7 in your hand. Super smart. Oh well, we just picked up a straight draw. We didn't even see we had a backdoor straight draw. How wonderful. So a lot of times he's going to be calling with clubs here, right? So we just put in a tiny bet, hoping that he was calling with clubs and that he could just fold, which he does. So we actually win that. King Jack, 2 kings on the flop. There's a little pre-flop action. He bets, I'm in raise, he calls. I think I just bet, or I just check here. I'll probably just check here. Like I'm giving up. Like we were leveling each other, and now I'm like, okay, I believe that you have the king. I will check to you. He puts in the bet. If I raise here, I'm telling him I have the king. I mean, it really doesn't. I feel like this is so irrelevant. He only has 25 cents behind, but still a decision. All decisions are important. He's got 25 cents left. The ace comes. We're gonna try to still, because we think he has nothing here, so we want to make him want to bluff, thinking that we don't, and he doesn't. He just calls. So we could have probably got the last 15 cents, but we don't. Not a big deal. We flop a bottom pair with a backdoor nut flush draw here. 75 cents in the pot. We check. This guy bets pretty much pot. And if this video is included, we probably come along. I think now I just realized that 5, it has his whole stack in there. I don't think I had realized that prior. So there's a side pot to win now. We got a backdoor. We have a pair. We check this. Check this turn. There's check, check. And the button. The button does something. Let's see. Button bets $1.50. So we should be folding. But we just call, because we're just going to be playing a really bad session. 7 comes, so now there's 4 to a straight on both ends. We have a pair of 6s, so we're just going to try and sell that we have a 10, I guess. Sell, I guess, a 9-10 here, or 10 jack. 4 to a straight. Unfortunately, we are repping the hand that our buddy has. Oh no, he had 10 queen, so he turned the nuts. And we just gave him all of our money. Pocket kings on the button. This is pretty close to the time of that hand, so we just look very bluffy. We look like we're steaming. That's why I put in that size of a raise there. Still gonna put a little more than 50%. Just look like a bluffy guy who's steaming. Hopefully he has something like ace queen here, and he can come back over the top. Or if he has like queen jack, queen king's a little unlikely, but anything with a queen in his hand would be good. Well, now if he had ace queen, we're not too happy. And he checks to us, and we're going to check back. We don't really like that ace. 7 comes to pair the board. Unlikely that he has a 7 in his hand. More likely he has something like 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, queen, king, queen, king, queen, ace. So he had queen, ace. And we're going to lose. About 20 minutes later, we pick up kings again. 1 limper, so we will 5x. So, decent flop for us. Definitely 2 pair combinations. Lots of straight draws. 9, 10, 10 king, king ace, all these hands. So I don't like this card. Lots of 2 pairs get there, so we just check. Try to get the showdown. He bets pot, and I think we call. It is a very coordinated board, though. I guess I cut that part off. I'm not sure. We will never know. Under the gun makes it 15 cents. 3x. Player 1 will elect to waste our time. Fold, 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 fold. So we should be folding. But that's no fun. So we're probably going to raise this guy. Yep, raise him up 55 cents. Always a good idea to raise the under the gun raiser when you are out of position with queen jack offsuit. That is sarcasm, by the way. If you guys haven't been picking up on it, I have been being sarcastic a lot today. 45 cents, we will continue on this flop and sell an overpair to this guy. See if he is in the market. He's not. He's not in the market. So, kind of a big raise from him. I think that's what we were thinking, that we just call because maybe he has ace king and he just doesn't want to be bullied. So we put him on ace king, and then the king comes. So we decide to bet it, right? Because that's the good play. And we put out $2 there. We wanted to bluff, I guess, enough to show him that we have no fold equity if he goes all in. So if he hits the king, obviously we lose. If he has anything in between that, like if he had queens, jacks, 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, that he wanted to raise that flop with, he will now be folding. He knows he can't bluff now because we put in $2, he has $3. So that actually worked. That was a good play. So, good job. Good job, me. Good job yesterday, me. Yesterday, me was playing poorly, but he did a good job there. We 4x middle position with ace 6 of hearts, and we get a caller behind. Two callers. 1 in position, 2 out of position. We flop an ace. 2 8s on board. Diamond draw. We have aces and 8s with a 6 kicker. Okay, it's going to check to us. We'll probably put in a c-bet here. Pretty small. Unlikely. I mean, there's really no reason to bet bigger here. There's not too many cards that can come that hurt us that aren't beating us right now already, right? So if someone has ace king, they got ace king, right? So it doesn't really matter the bet size. If somebody has like pocket jacks, and you bet too big, you're gonna lose them. All right, so the third 8 comes. So now we have a full house. Bet really small here. If he was floating and trying to make a move on us, or if he has like a diamond draw and we show weakness, maybe he'll bluff at us, so we try to induce bluffs. So now we're just going to really show weakness and check to him and hope that he had a diamond draw, or if he has a pair like jacks or tens, but he had an ace with us and we just chop it up. We get 1 cent more than him though because we're closer to the button. All right, 4x under the gun with ace king. We get lots of callers because we have been playing bad and everyone wants to play pots with that guy. All right, so we will see a flop. We have the backdoor nut flush draw. We got the backdoor straight draw. We got the backdoor pair draw. Lots of backdoor stuff here. We're going to put in 25 cents here into a field of 4 opponents. We get a call. This guy's got 87 cents behind. He folds, fold, and back to the big blind. Big blind will make the dun dun dun. Big blind. It's your turn. Okay, so he makes the fold. All right. Cool. Good card. Good card. We are closer to the nuts. Closer to the nut flush here. So we're going to bet 80 cents. Okay, so we miss it. But we got the ace of spades in our hand, so we can just sell. The board doesn't pair. We're going to go ahead and sell the story that we have the nuts here. I think this is how I would have played like ace jack of spades or any ace x spades here. This is how I would have played. So I decided to play that way. Unfortunately, he has a good enough hand that he wants to call with it, and we lose that one too. So this, I said that these would be my last 2 hands, that I would not play the next blind. Famous last words, always last hand, last 2 hands, last orbit. Never say these things, because then bad things happen. We 4x under the gun +1 with jack, ace, offsuit, flop is 7-7, deuce, rainbow. We are going to continue for 15 cents and we will win that hand. Okay, guys, this is when I said last hand. And I just happened to pick up king queen off, so we're going to 4x under the gun. Super active player, the active donk at the table today. And we 4x. I will soon figure out how to fast forward through these dead space areas so you guys don't have to put up with this stuff. Alright. I'll get a guy call 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents. Everybody calls. Alright. So we got a backdoor. Lots of backdoor stuff. Just king high. We got king high here, guys. We're going to stop with the sarcasm now. We got king high. We're going to put in the c-bet. Try and rep that we have the ace. Ace something. Under the gun. Raise. pre-flop is supposed to be strong, so we're going to continue with the story that we are strong. Queen comes, now we get a pair. We, I guess, have decided that we are going to sell ace queen, that we have ace queen and we are charging draws, flush draws, a price. So we decided to play the hand that way. We're going to rep ace queen. Still good cards that can come for us. A queen or a king giving us 2 pair would be great. Starting to realize now that we are probably in bad shape. But also knowing that people are going to be calling us light here because of how we've been playing. And flush draws are going to be coming along. Obviously, aces come along with us. So flush misses. If we were getting called down by someone with an ace, we want them to fold, obviously, because we have a queen. So we're gonna try and just sell the old 2 pair story here and try and get a better hand to fold. If someone has like ace jack, ace 10, ace 8, ace 7, we want them to fold. So we're selling ace queen here. We put in pretty much all of our stack. And we still have $2 behind. This guy, we have to call $1.05 to win 10, which is never going to happen. But we just are stubborn and we call. And he had the hand we were repping, and that's it. That's the losing session, the 6-hour losing session. So I'm glad that that's out of the way now. So now we could just win all the rest.
Okay, guys. Is this recording? Yeah. So that's it. Long session. Couldn't really ever get things going, and when I did, I just ran some bad plays, and we have those days, and that's why that rule I have, the 3 buy-in rule. I would have saved myself 4 hours. My girlfriend would be pissed that I spent the whole night playing, and follow the rules. This is why. Little unfortunate, take a hit to the stack. We're still plus $30, and we started on Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Gonna take today off, the rest of the day, and we'll be back playing tomorrow. And I will post up the session to come. So far, we are 6 for 7 for positive sessions. We are averaging, I think we're averaging $1.50 per hour, which is 30 BBs, which is great. I mean, it's still a very small sample size. Just gonna keep on going, keep trucking through, right? So stay tuned for the next episode. Hopefully it'll be a winning session. And if you have any suggestions, lines I took, I mean, obviously I know towards the end of the session, I'm not happy with a lot of the things that I did. Decision making dwindled. And but yeah, if you have other creative ways to play lines or things that you saw that you do differently, something I'm open to talk about. Always, it's always a good idea to bounce ideas off each other in the poker community, I think, and open your eyes to how other people think through hands and stuff like that. So, thanks for joining us for the 4th episode, and later.